4 tips for Q4. So for anyone that doesn't know, Q4 is the last 3 months of the year, and it is prime time on Amazon. This is when you're gonna generate most of your sales. Last year for Q4, in these 3 months, we did 40% of our sales for the year. So it's definitely a time that you need to be prepared for.
Q4 is basically the playoffs for Amazon sellers.
Yeah.
Like, this is where you need to lock in, get rid of all distractions, and put a lot more effort in during this quarter than previous quarters before. And these are the 4 tips. We'll start with plan ahead. You need to plan ahead. We start planning for Q4 in July. Our order forecast, we'll reach out to our suppliers, make sure everything's gonna come in on time, look at our Q4 data from the previous year. It tells us what worked, and we'll double down on those ASINs, those products, we'll order more of them. So yeah, you need to start preparing and planning ahead.
Like Tay said, we start in July. In the summer, that's when we really start locking in for Q4. You need to also make sure that you're getting your inventory not only ordered early, but shipped to Amazon early. This is when Amazon fulfillment centers get way overwhelmed. This is when trucks get stuck in their lot for weeks and sometimes months on end. And at that time, your capital is just tied up in a truck, can't be sold. So we like to ship in way ahead of time, months ahead of time, just to make sure that inventory is there when the sales start coming in.
Another tip for Q4 is inventory management. Now, this is very important, especially for new sellers, and if it's their first Q4, you need to make sure you stay in stock for the holiday demand. Trust me, if you're a new seller, you're gonna go out of stock. Whatever you forecasted is not enough. It's a frenzy during Q4. 40% of our sales come in Q4, and that's the same for majority of sellers. So make sure you stay on stock and frequently monitor your inventory levels.
One thing we like to do is we like to look at the Keeper chart and then look at the sales rank of the product last year during Q4, because there are certain categories or certain products that see significant boost in sales and some that don't see that much. They just get, like, they tag along for the extra traffic on the website. But if you look at your Keeper chart from the sales data for last year, you'll kind of have an idea of how many more sales that ASIN generates. And you can take that sales rank and plug it into Jungle Scout, and it'll give you an estimate for how many sales it would generate per month.
Absolutely. And some of your top SKUs that you order a lot of, just keep monitoring those SKUs. Remember, 80% of your revenue comes from your top 20% of your SKUs. And there's a lot of pricing wars that happen during Q4. Don't play with your emotions. You read the data, you did your research, hold the line when it comes to your pricing. And if you need to lower the price a little, go below your min, do it, but you don't have to. Eventually, those sellers are going to sell out. Just hold the line when it comes to your inventory management.
Yeah, so definitely stay in stock, but don't overstock. And we'll go into that a little more when we talk about the pricing adjustments.
Absolutely.
So for pricing adjustments, you have to keep in mind that what Amazon does during Q4 is they increase your storage fees. Those are the monthly fees that they charge you for keeping your inventory in the fulfillment centers without it being sold. It goes up about 3x during this time of year, so you have to take that in for when you're pricing your ASINs to make sure that you're still profitable or making whatever profit margin you have in mind for your company.
Absolutely. And during Q4, our margins do go down a little, but our revenue goes through the roof, making up for that profit. So just keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of sellers, a lot of inventory. Don't let that scare you off. Inventory's going to move fast.
Yeah, this is the time of year where all the new sellers come. People are like, oh, I'm about to go into the new year. I want to start something. I want to try it. So you see an influx of new sellers during Q4, but a lot of them don't know what they're doing. They phase out pretty quickly as you enter the new year. Last thing to look at is your product seasonal? Can't tell you how many sellers, what they do is they go, like, they can get bundles of candy, let's say, and they stock up, getting ready for Halloween. If you didn't sell out that candy during the holiday season, people are not buying it next year. I mean, just think of it logically. A lot of people have weight loss goals, fitness goals. That candy might end up sitting at a fulfillment center. It has expiration dates, and you can get stuck with this inventory.
Absolutely. Yeah. The bad thing about getting stuck with candy and not being able to sell it off, it's most likely you're going to get a return to your house, and you're going to have to finish that off, right? Yeah. So 2 negatives, So just keep that in mind. And this is very, very important. Make sure if you're ordering a seasonal product, communicate with your supplier regarding the lead time. Now, you don't want to order a seasonal product and expecting it to get here in November. Then it gets here in February. Now you're stuck with thousands of dollars of inventory that you won't be able to move until the next season. So just make sure that supplier communication is robust, and you're frequently contacting them, asking them is this shipment on time? Is this shipment on time? Is this shipment on time? We do it all the time during Q4. I'll touch base with the supplier once every 2 weeks just to make sure everything's on time.
For our company, we personally don't try to go for seasonal products as much unless it has a great profit margin, just because in our current business model, we look for things that are replenishable and stay in our inventory, because that is just looked at as like a new stream of income. A seasonal product, you can look at it like a quick flip for that season. So it's definitely something that people should do if they have the capital and that opportunity, but it isn't something that we utilize. We don't prioritize compared to our other ASINs.
Yeah, and that's saying, we're not saying don't do it. It doesn't fit our model.
Right.
But we know a lot of sellers that make a lot of money from seasonal products, and they tell us all the time how much they made. But we don't. We just want to stick with replenishable products because it takes less brain power to just reorder the same thing you've been ordering for months and years.
Like we said in previous videos, we've had products that have been in our catalog for 3 years with no issues. So that is what we prioritize in our current business model. But seasonal products, once again, no knock on it. It definitely works, and people make a lot of money purchasing seasonal products. I think the last thing we wanted to talk about was January. So Q4, even though on the calendar it ends in December, what actually happens is January outside of Q4 is Amazon's best sales month. So if you don't have seasonal products that weren't on the timeline, like let's say you bought Christmas product and Christmas passed, that could be a problem. But if you have replenishable products, January you're gonna see a great sales increase as well.
If Q4 is the playoffs, then January is the finals, right? And you make it to the finals by staying in stock. A lot of people will run out of stock by December. This happened to us the first year, and it happened to us the second year, right? That's only because we didn't want to over order, but now we learned our lesson and we started ordering much better, forecasting much better. But January is a huge, huge month for Amazon sellers. So don't go on, take it easy on New Year's Eve, because you're gonna have to get back into office and tone in.
Yep. So now you have your 4 tips to get you ready for Q4. By the time you see this video, it's probably a little too late to work on some of the things like planning ahead, but at least you know it for next year. But if you have any questions or need any help about how to plan around attacking this Q4 2023, let us know in the comments and we'll be sure to get back to you.